Welcome to the first video in this series of Coop90X, how to lift properly. In this video today, we're going to be talking about how you need to lift properly in order to increase your bench. That's right, I'm talking about the one and only bench press. Getting a couple chest muscles, triceps, good lifting. Benching is arguably the most talked about and flex lift of all time. I mean, what is the first thing someone does when you say that they lift? How much you bench, bro? And you obviously want to respond with a whopping 5,000 pounds, but unless you're the strong man in the world, that's not going to happen, at least not yet. With the proper lifting technique and program, you can increase your bench to more than you could even dream of. And today we're going to get into those little tips and tricks to help you get swole. While bench press may be the most flexed lift of all time, it's also one of the most intimidating lifts to do because people brag and put crazy weights on the outside. However, everyone has to start somewhere, so if you have to start with the bar, start with the bar, work your way up. Over time, you'll increase your weight, and if you're with proper form, you won't have to worry about hurting yourself. With that being said, I am not a licensed personal trainer, so this is a quick disclaimer. Please be careful with whatever you are lifting, know your limits, and always use a spotter. Any harm that you may do to yourself, we are not responsible for. With that out of the way, let's get to it. So here we have a video of one of our Coop90X program members doing a quick bench press. As you can see here, he's just getting warmed up to hit that 1,000 mark on the bench press, if you know what I mean. Today, we're not going to be looking at his weight, but more specifically, his form. As you can see, he does a very good job with keeping a nice, comfortable, wide grip. You don't want to be too narrow or too wide, because that's not going to be comfortable and you're going to be overextending your shoulders and muscles. As you can see, he's also doing a really good job of hitting that chest line right about here, if you know what I mean. And this is really important because if you go too high or too low, you risk overextending your shoulders and muscles, and that can also lead to some harm. So just make sure it's comfortable and relaxed when you go. He also does a great job of keeping his forearms straight. You don't want to be bent in or bent out, like I said earlier. That is not going to be good for you. It's going to hurt yourself, and no one wants that to happen because you can't get this lift in. Another great thing that he does is that beautiful arch in his back. As you can see, it's not too much like a humpback whale, and it's just enough. This arch is really important, but it's also important that you don't do it too much, because if you're too much like this, you're going to hurt your back. And if you're too flat, you're also going to hurt your back. So while it might seem complicated and like a lot of pressure, it's not too bad. A good way to measure it is lay on the bench. Then you're going to put your hand between the bench and your back, arch it just a little bit, take it out and hold that arch. That is the proper form for benching. And finally, now that we're all done with the form, we get to finally get into the lift. Let's go. As you can see, when he does this, he starts up straight arms, comes down slowly, hits his chest on that chest line, and then he explodes up and pauses. These pauses at the top and the bottom are really important because it means that you are not using momentum. And while this may seem cool to use momentum and bounce it off your chest, you have a risk of bruising your chest or possibly bringing it down, bouncing it, not being able to get back up, and dropping it on yourself. And then you'll get stuck, and that'll not be a fun time. Last but certainly not least, one of the most important things that he has is a spotter. Always make sure you use a spotter in case something goes wrong, whether your form is incomplete or you're trying to put more weight on it and you can't quite get it. Spotters are ideal, and you should always use one. You gotta ask some random person at the gym. First, make sure that they're not a little creeper or anything like that, but then ask them, hey man, you spot me on this quick set, pump out a couple sets, make a new friend, get some gains. That's what this is all about. Thank you for watching this video, Coop90X, how to bench press. We greatly appreciate it. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below. And if you want, turn on post notifications so you know when the next video comes out. Thanks for watching.